Now at 6, a spike in violence, a young mother, a budding businessman, and a visiting basketball fan. Just a few of the lives recently lost to violence in Charlotte.
It's not just about the numbers, it's about the victims.
With 3 times the number of murders compared to this time last year, Channel 9 is looking at what's behind the troubling increase and what police and the community are doing to keep the peace.
We have to all work together to be proactive.
You're watching Eyewitness News, live at 6. Police have investigated 33 homicides this year. That's compared to 10 in the same time frame last year.
Behind those numbers, though, are someone's parent, a child, or even a friend. And today, police told Channel 9's veteran crime reporter Mark Becker it's time to change the culture. Mark?
Yeah, Scott, there are times when the level of violence simply reaches out and punches a community in the face. Last Thursday, right here at 28th and North Tryon Street was one of those times. This memorial to the young mother who was killed here because she simply drove into the middle of a shootout is testament to a trend police desperately want to turn around. The murder of Kendall Crank was a real gut punch, a tragedy no one saw coming. But perhaps it was also a wake-up call for a community wrestling with a homicide rate that's 3 times what it was last year.
And it's not just about the numbers, it's about the victims of these crimes, and I think we all feel responsible for that and accountable to it.
Deputy Chief Kurt VOORHEES says police are trying to do their part, but they will need help turning those numbers around.
That's really the biggest takeaway for me right now is the lack of cooperation to close some of these cases.
Chief Kurt Putney barely hid his frustration at victims of shootings, many of them teenagers and young adults who would rather get revenge than work with police to stop the cycle of violence.
If you're not going to help us bring people to justice, we're going to have a lot of families who are suffering who never get closure.
We have to all work together to be proactive to deal with this problem in Charlotte.
Charles Johnson is ready to do his part.
I love you too.
He was in the middle of the vigil here last week for Kendall Crank and heads a group called One Time Inc. that specifically targets teenagers teetering on the edge of violence.
You know, you have children that are going to school and going to sleep at night hungry, going to school hungry, and you kicking those kids out of school, and then you are creating another public enemy. Why do we keep doing this? It's a terrible cycle.
A terrible cycle and just a terrible start to the year, Mark, and police saying that other crimes this year are also up.
Yeah, certainly murder the biggest number by far, Scott, but across the board crime is up. Here are the numbers they released today. Total crime up 4.6%, property crimes are up 3.4%, and violent crime is up 11%. And one other troubling number, aggravated assaults, those shootings that often lead to other shootings and in some cases murders, are up by almost 12% this year. Scott?
All right, Mark Becker for us tonight. Mark, thank you.